Good day, everyone. Today, I am going to create a function that categorizes a person's age using an if, elif, and else structure. I started by creating a comment that says function to label it as the function, and then I define the function with the name age checker. Now, we added an integer input to take the user's input as an integer, so that we can use mathematical operations in our if-else structure. This input asks the user's age, and when a letter or a word is entered, then an error will occur. Now, let's move on to our age categories, but first, we use our if statement to notify the user that a negative number is invalid. Next, our first else if statement will categorize ages 0 to 12 as child, and here we will use a less than or equal to operator will be used, and we will set it to 12. For our next else if statement, we will categorize ages 13 to 19 as teen. The same operator will be used, but it will be set to 19. Before we continue on the other age categories, let's try it first by calling the function using age checker and an open and close parenthesis. Let's try 11 and 19. As you can see, it worked perfectly fine. Now let's remove our function caller and then continue. Now, our next category will be adult with the ages 20 to 64. We will use the same operators, but will now be set to less than or equal to 64. For our last category, we will use an else statement as any age that is input that are not on the other categories will be senior. This age goes from 65 or more. Now, let's move on to our main function. And again, we will label it as main for it to be distinguished easier. And here we will call our age checker function. Now, we will create a while true loop that will ask the user if they want to use the function again. strip lower is added so that even if a letter is capitalized in either yes or no, the function will recognize it and will not result in an error or invalid input. Here, a new if-else structure will be used. If the user types yes, then a corresponding print will appear and the function will be called again. Next is our else statement. This ensures that anything other than yes will be counted as no and a corresponding text will appear. Now, let's test our function again. Oops, I nearly forgotten to add the break in the else statement. This break will end the loop and will stop the program. Now that we see that our function is working well, let's say no to the question. This video now comes to an end, and I hope that you learn how to use mathematical operations in a Python code.
Goodbye.